After a year of owning the Sony ZV-1, I've gradually built around it and I've created my ultimate ZV-1 Studio Setup. Hey, what's up guys, I'm Sunny Lee, and on this channel we talk about style and tech, and today I'll be sharing with you my ultimate Sony ZV-1 Studio Setup. Everything is linked down below, including all the accessories, and let's get to the video. This list takes the Sony ZV-1 from an amazing portable camera to a content creation monster. And as you can see now, we are in my old bedroom. I don't sleep here anymore, but it used to be where I stayed. So let's get to the list. So as for number 1 on the list, I have the Ulanzi Desk Stand. This is basically the skeleton of the whole setup. It won't be possible without it. It's this thing. So it starts over here. There's a base, and which clamps to a table, and it has 3 arms. This one is an extra arm that I don't really use, but it doesn't come with it though, so please don't mind this. But there's 3 arms, so this one I use for the ZV-1. There we are over there, it's recording. And the second arm connects to this EOS M camera, which I have a mirror around it, so I can see what's going on if I do stuff over here. Pretty cool. It doesn't have a articulating screen, so that's the workaround there. And for the last arm, I have the Rode Videomicro plugged in all the way into the ZV-1 over here, which takes care of audio. And I have it really close to my mouth over here to have the best possible audio. One thing I noticed is that whenever I have the Sony ZV-1 plugged into power, this sort of creates some static for the microphone, so whenever I'm recording I remove it, and whenever I'm not I plug it in. So it's currently plugged in here, so I plug it in like that for continuous power delivery. If you have the desk stand, you're gonna need a desk, so this is the desk, which came with this double deck bed. Next item on the list is the Ulanzi wide angle lens, which is this guy over here. It just creates that wider view, especially that I film in 4K, so the ZV-1 crops in a lot. So having this wide angle lens really helps with the wideness of the shot. And next we have the base plate, which is the Urig base plate. This one enables me to access the battery and the SD card over here, so I can easily take it out, replace the battery with one of these guys, or if it's plugged in I don't need to replace it. And as for the SD card, I take it out and then plug it in directly here, and I can sample the footage really easy. Up next is the B-roll camera, or the overhead camera setup, and currently it is the EOS M, which is up here. We've had this camera since 2012, almost 10 years I think. I do have a 22mm f2 lens here, which is from Canon. And yeah, it's an APS-C camera, but yeah, the reason why I don't use it as my A-roll is because the autofocus is not very good. So I use the ZV-1 for that. It's incredibly reliable with autofocus. I also have a ball head over here from Ulanzi, just so I can mount it on this light mount. Next thing on the list is audio. For audio, I have the Rode Videomicro up here. It is set to level 9 because it's very close to my mouth, and it's all wired up directly into the Sony ZV-1 over here. Diety V.lav, I use it sometimes in case I'll be moving around. The next thing about sound is soundproofing, so just preventing any unwanted sound or echoes. So I have this rug over here, which reduces noise that comes out from the door area. And this window over here has some sound dampening as well, so I just use that to block out the light as well as the sound, because sometimes when light gets in, it's a little bit inconsistent, because sometimes there are clouds and then it gets darker around here or brighter. So I just wanted to control everything as well as the sound coming from outside. As for power, I have 2 power extensions over here, so they're plugged in from all the way there, and then one of them goes up to here. The next thing for power is this Wasabi Power replacement batteries for the Sony ZV-1. So as you saw the power side earlier, this is charging. This is one of the Canon camera. This is one of the Canon batteries. These are the Sony batteries. And the iPad is also charging where I have my script, or sometimes I'm also recording some backup audio here. The other power strip goes up to here for some extra charging. This one charges the hair light, which I'll get to later when we get to lighting. This one charges my phone in case it gets low. And this one charges the fill light I have here. And which brings us to part 4, which is lighting. So as for key light, I have this Godox SL 60 watt with a P120L. So it's a 120 centimeter light parabolic light box. This is the light stand of the Godox SL 60 watt up here. It is literally a millimeter away from the ceiling, and the power goes all the way down there. So it just really gets that soft light on you on 14% right now. So it's not even half of what this thing is capable of, and I'm able to get this sort of image quality. The next thing for lighting is again the fill light. This is a Liadi RGB light wand. It is standing on a monopod from Yunteng. And as for the hair light, I have the Aputure ALMX up here. So if y'all can see, it's up there. It's stuck on there with two 3M command stickies, sort of hook things. I have this small Joby Gorilla Pod, so it's sort of stuck there. I can't remove it anymore, so yeah, I just kept it on there. It now sort of looks like one of those Pixar characters where, you know, it moves around and stuff. That's it for my lighting setup, and yeah, just 3-point lighting, just a key, a fill, and a hair light, and you get this amazing result. I mean, each time I look at it, it's pretty like, whoa. So pretty happy about this lighting setup. As for part 5, the remotes of the setup, I have the different remotes over here. Sony remote, it actually works with the Sony ZV-1. Even if it's not mounted, I just have it standing over here, and I click it whenever I want to record. Despite me doing this, I don't actually click the record like that. I just like the transition from dark to, you know, having an image. I also have these two light remotes. This one controls the fill, and this one controls the key light from Godox. Did I miss anything? Oh yeah, there's one more remote here for the air conditioning. So it gets really warm. Before I start recording, the air conditioning is really blowing, really blasting here just to cool the environment enough so that, you know, when I have all the lights turned on and I'm recording, everything's cool enough. I'm cool enough, the camera's cool enough. So I just record everything really fast as possible because yeah, the air conditioning unit here is really loud. So I don't think it's really, you know, I can't turn it on. Like, I can try it now and you guys can hear how bad the noise is. That's why I turn it off all the time. Let me know down in the comments if it bothers you. If it's not bothering you, you know, I guess I can keep it on and keep myself and the camera comfortable, because right now we're like, it's pretty warm, you know, and it's like evening now. It's 7 p.m. So yeah, that's it for my remotes, my 4 remotes of this setup. And part 6 are the settings. So for ISO, I have the ZV-1 at ISO 320. It's fixed there. I have shutter speed at 1/60. The white balance is at 4900 Kelvin. So everything is really locked in. Even aperture is at f1.8. The focus mode is also locked in. So I have this area as the focus area. Just this area over here. So when I hold something up, it focuses on that object. But at the same time, if I just have my hands in front like this, it doesn't focus on my hands. Or if I have something over here, it doesn't focus on that thing until it's over here, right? Down here versus over here. Just something I learned while using the ZV-1, because before I used to have it like product showcase mode, and I'd have something down here, or I'd have my hands down here, and it would focus on my hands and not my face. So that was just terrible, right? So I started to move the focus area like over here, and so far I think it's the best setting. And it's really nice to have everything locked in so you don't have some variable exposure going on, and it really gives your video a professional look. And as for editing, I still have the same setup as before for almost a year now. It's quite crazy that it's been a year. I have the 2020 iPad Pro 11-inch, 256 gigabytes, and I do run out of storage quite often, so I wish I got a higher storage, maybe a 1 terabyte one. But you know, it still works. I use Google Drive to back up all my packages and clips, so that takes care of that. And I've never needed to download any clips yet, so yeah, it's just all stored up there in the cloud. And I also have the Magic Keyboard for the iPad Pro. This is where I edit everything. And I also have, you know, my script, of course, because I was reading it to have some structure to the video. And I have this USB dongle, which has all of these ports, but the port I use the most is the SD card slot port, just so I can quickly transfer files from the ZV-1 into, you know, LumaFusion. And scene. That is everything I have for my ultimate Sony ZV-1 Studio setup. Now, I think a couple of things that are missing here that might be useful are a monitor. So maybe one monitor over here or over here, just so I can see myself in a larger screen, because sometimes the small screen is not enough to see like if it's properly in focused or framing, that sort of thing, or just, you know, a larger screen would be a bit more helpful. And I think a teleprompter over here, but I haven't figured out a nice setup to incorporate with the Sony ZV-1. So I think that will be quite down the pipeline. And so that's everything, guys. If you're looking to start a YouTube channel or looking to optimize your studio setup now, hopefully this video helped. It took me a year to slowly gather all of these things and realize all the different ways I could improve my setup, my studio setup, and really optimize things and really fix things, you know, where they are so they don't move around and I don't need to reframe each time I sit here, you know. And I think it's all worth it for this monster content creation setup. I've never felt more like Tony Stark in my life, assembling all these things. Felt like I was in a cave and making that first Iron Man suit, but then I'm not in a cave and I have online shopping to acquire all of these parts. Let me know what you think of my setup down below. Also, if you have any ideas on how I can improve my setup from your own setup, or if you saw something else online that can improve my setup, please let me know down below as well. Let's all grow together, guys. Collaborate, support, and be the best version of ourselves. After all, that's what this channel is all about. If you're not yet part of the subscriber family, I urge you to subscribe, as we are growing every single day here on YouTube and I want you all to be part of it. Thank you again so much for watching and reaching all the way to the end. I appreciate you all so much, and I'll see you guys next week. As for my background here, I just have a ton of cushioning there to prevent echoing, and some props like some YouTuber plants over there, a light, a lens, some, you know, background stuff. Something I can use for those flat lay, you know, setups down here in the future. So I have just those standing by. I have a pile of books in case I have a video call. I just prop my iPad over that whole stack over there to get a level image, you know, eye level rather than a low angle, which is very unflattering. Some of my baby photos, toilet paper roll, and pineapple. It's a How I Met Your Mother reference. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed again, and see you guys next time.